Hey everyone, hope everyone is just great this beautiful Sunday morning. My name is Dr. Maria Ian. I am the founder of Manifest Your Heart-Centered Harmony Writing Academy. I have a PhD in political science, which is why I know writing technology and the system, and I have a JD in law, which is why I can tell you a lot about defining your audience. I'm the author of 8 books and one complete reference work that have been sold internationally. And I have also coached individuals on writing in various forms for about 20 years. My trainings teach the technology and proven system that once learned, you can duplicate anytime to start and finish your writing project. So if you make an investment in yourself today, you will have the tools you need for the future. You will be able to establish yourself as an authority in your niche and increase your revenues as the author of your non-fiction book. You'll be able to learn invaluable copywriting skills, and you'll be able to learn how to integrate the strategy of storytelling in your company to accelerate your monthly and yearly income. And if you are that rare breed of fiction writer, then you will have no more writer's block ever. There are many different forms of writing and they can all benefit your business. What you have just heard are the basics of 3 separate trainings. The success of your business is in the life story you tell about your business. You have inside you a great story that you have to tell. You feel you want to tell this story, and it will enrich you and your business tremendously. But would you be convinced by a story that is not properly told? Most people who start writing training do not know exactly what their end product will be at the time they start. The reason is that for most people, the 3 categories I have mentioned, learning the strategy of storytelling to create massive impact, being a marketing service provider by the means of storytelling, and learning how to use and integrate the strategy of storytelling in your business are running together in your mind. However, I want to be very clear on this. These are 3 separate categories. So you know the basics of what you have to do. You feel the basics overlap between the categories and you are unclear what belongs where. You may even be well familiar with what I just enumerated, but you don't know exactly what the different terms mean. This is the situation. You're looking for clarity on your vision and values. You are looking for the correct methodology to implement your vision. If this were a board game or a game of chess, you have an idea of what game is being played. You have an idea of the rules. But you don't know where exactly you are in this game. You don't know your challenges and how to overcome them. Well, you'll be pleased to know that there are some very simple exercises you can do, which I do in my trainings, that will break through these barriers and put you on the right track. One of these exercises will be made available to you at the end of this presentation, so make sure to stick around for about 25 to 30 minutes. Okay, I want to present a case study. The terms you will hear, you probably have heard before, and they do overlap between the different categories we've gone over. However, in each category, each term means something specific and distinct. So you've got so much inside you that you want to write a book or a longer article, and you know you are going to write it. It is as simple as that. So let's talk a little about the difference between an authority figure as opposed to a non-authority figure. An authority figure has a book, and if you're currently making enough money with your book in the sense that you are on bestsellers lists, you're featured on national television, and you're happy with all of that, then you are an authority figure. An authority figure is not a judgment. It doesn't mean that the authority figure's writing project is much more brilliant than everyone else's. All it means is that the authority figure is somewhere else completely than where you are in terms of marketing and distribution. Non-authority figures is everyone else, including some people who may be making almost six figures with their publishing business. So the terms are not meant to belittle anyone, we're just using them for the sake of clarity. So don't think that you are an authority figure just because you have excelled in your profession. And excelling in your profession can mean many different things. It is relative according to the status where you are in and the obstacles you have to overcome or you've had to overcome. You do not have to be a six-figure earner in order to be considered someone who has excelled at your profession. Now, why are we mentioning all of this? Because it's a very big mistake for any non-authority figure, which is most likely everyone who's watching, to make up their own topic and niche. You may even be a scientist. You may have come up with something ingenious for your clients or your patients. If you think you can just take that and write a book on the brilliance that's in your mind and publish that without anything further and expect for it to sell and benefit and expand your client base as you thought it would, you are making a very big mistake. And this applies to any non-authority figure who has a successful business and thinks they can take the greatest benefit of that business, which is their life story that they're so passionate about, and make that into a book and expect it to do well. It does not work like that. As a matter of fact, the more you are going to get into defining and making up your own topic and niche, thinking you already have a business and you already have had many successes in your business, the more you're going to dig yourself into the ground. And we all know about egos. You're going to get to a point where you're going to have to spend significant efforts and resources to dig yourself out of that hole that you have gotten yourself into, making up your own topic and niche. So do not do that. Okay, let's take as an example a book, because that is the most straightforward. Many concepts of what I will discuss with a book apply to other writing that you want to do in your business. So let's go over the basics of structuring a book for a non-authority figure. Several things have to be made very clear, which in my trainings will become clear once you do some very simple and actually also some very enjoyable exercises. The first is the topic. That's a topic that's spelled T-O-P-I-C. What is the book about? It doesn't matter how stellar and brilliant you think your topic is. Let's say you figured out a system on how to vanquish fears by the means of implementing spiritual practices, right? So you're right to think that that's brilliant because you have helped many people. You've built an entire customer base by doing that. But let's say you were to ask your customers, what have I done to really help you with? Now, they will probably say something along the lines of, well, you helped me manage my anxiety and stress. No one will tell you, I was looking to you to implement spiritual practices. What does that mean? This means that your topic needs to have a proof of concept. Do customers look for that topic? Now, there are many clients who look for help with anxiety. And when I say anxiety, that is not yet a topic. It can be, there are many different contexts in which anxiety occurs. So many clients look for something related to help with anxiety. And no one looks for you to implement spiritual practices. So if if you are out there doing massive research on how you can refine spiritual practices, uplifting people, whatever, anything with spirit, and you're spending many weeks um, doing research refining that, you stop doing that immediately, because you're digging yourself into a hole in the ground that can have many far-reaching consequences. Okay, the second um, very important term we need to be very clear on is the book topic, the book title, I'm sorry. Now here is where copywriting comes in, and it is crucial. A book title is what makes your clients want to pick up the book and look at it in greater detail. Also, the book cover is crucial for that as well, but that is a pretty much a separate endeavor um, that we're not going to get into here for the purposes of this presentation. So it has happened many times that a book with a gorgeous poetic title has gotten zero attention. It has also happened many times that a book with an extraordinary content, you really put the most up-to-date, current, cutting-edge developments in your profession into your book, but nobody picks up your book. And that can be either because of the book title or because of your cover. Now, the reason we are emphasizing book title is because that's really comes to people's attention even before the cover. So how upsetting is that, to have spent years perfecting your content, but no one picks up your book? There are very specific reasons for why certain book titles that you may think are the most amazing ones are not going to get anyone to pick up your book. Finally, we are going to get to the chapter outline, table of content, chapter outline, and the chapter headings. And here's where another terms we want to be very clear on comes in, which is the niche. Now, the niche is your audience. The niche is not the topic. So you've got to be very clear on that distinction. You need the niche to construct your table of contents, chapter headings, and chapter outlines. What you're going to say? I mean, I'm now supposed to actually put myself out there, and but nobody, if let's say you are, maybe your business is getting there, but you're not at that level where you can really say you've got thoroughly penetrated the market and helped thousands of people, and that's okay. But this is where many people say, well, who am I to put myself out there with a chapter outline and chapter headings and table of contents? I mean, nobody is going to take me seriously as an authority figure. Well, you are dead wrong, first of all, dead wrong. And if you're listening to critics who are telling you that who are you to put yourself out there, or you're not an expert, and who are you to talk about this and that topic? If you are even considering those comments, you've got to stop doing that immediately, because they are all completely inaccurate. There is a system, there is a technology, and it's very proven, that can teach you to write a gorgeous table of contents, highly convincing chapter headings, and very erudite and very thorough chapter outlines. So we've gone over 3 things that are material and crucial that you need to write your non-fiction book. If you're a fiction writer, we're going to have a session in the future on fiction writing. But this is, strictly speaking, as we said at the beginning, for non-fiction books. You have a topic. There's a very specific proven system where you can implement to define your topic, that it corresponds to who you are inside, but it is still placing you on the market in a way that is profitable. Topic needs to have a proof of concept. You need a book title. Same thing. A proven system you can implement to copyright your book title in such a way that it still corresponds to who you are inside, but it places you on the market in a highly profitable way. And then you're going to have your table of contents, your chapter headings, and your chapter outline that will make you into an authority figure. There's no mystery involved here. So now we've gone very quickly over the basics of building your storytelling, and what you're doing is you're really building your publishing brand as you move along. And you will see this has nothing to do with having a fancy website, a great logo, right? Or any kind of slogan that's meant to make everything look much better than it is. Those things have a place, but they are not where to start. So building your publishing brand primarily is building or expanding your audience. So you'll notice that we are accomplishing a lot in a very short period of time. We are teaching about how to write a non-fiction book using a proven system that you can implement no matter where you are in your career. Now you're going to say, well, don't those people already have a highly functional and highly established business? Don't they have an advantage? The direct answer to that question is no, they do not. Because if somebody with a highly evolved business just again puts themselves into that mindset where they're going to get all their brilliance out on paper and define their own niche. After all, you've defined your own business, right? So now why shouldn't you be able to define your own niche and your own topic? If you just start doing that, just based on your past experience with your business, you're gonna dig yourself into a hole in the ground. So if you are still at a more beginner level, no, the person who has their highly evolved business is not really at any advantage over you. You can implement the correct system and actually do better than somebody who has their business already, do better at publishing. You can do better than somebody who has their business already up and running and is not willing or doesn't have the information to listen and implement a proven system, right? So we've gone over the basics of how to competitively and very efficiently write your nonfiction book. And we've also gone over the basics of how in the process you can also build your publishing brand, which is based on building and expanding your audience, your niche. There are very specified ways to do this, and that can become an additional stream of income for you if you do this consistently on a daily basis over time. So you can have your business, if you're an entrepreneur, your initiatives, your projects making you income. You can use your book to establish yourself as an authority figure and increase your business's exposure. And you can also build your publishing brand separately, which will bring you additional streams of income. And you can do all of that by taking just one training. The only thing that's required is that you are able and willing to follow the system and learn the technology. A very big mistake people make who don't know any of this is to think that if I am as broad and inclusive as possible, right? Let's say you cast a very wide net because you want to net the largest number of people. Now, your topic on anxiety, there are billions of people alive on this planet. And each one of those billions of people you know is suffering from anxiety because of COVID, because of wars, because of whatnot. So you want your book to appeal to billions of people because you are really the one stellar authority on anxiety. Now, if you're thinking, I'm gonna do that and catch a lot of fish, you are dead wrong, and you've got to stop doing that immediately, because what you're gonna have, you're gonna have a very large loose net with many holes and with huge amounts of fish that will just fall through those holes. So what we're talking about are terms of art, right? Your niche and target audience is not something that is going to benefit you mysteriously because you already have your business, or you have a great idea, and mysteriously from that your niche and your target audience is going to arise. You've got to define these terms. They have to be very well researched and very well defined according to a system that you can implement step by step and repeat whenever you have another writing project, even if that's 10 years from now. Now, in this process of which we've covered the basics, it's very easy to get bogged down by some mental games, which is the reason why you did not have clarity in the first place. You've got this great story inside you. You're gonna get it out in whatever form. There's no way around it. But the truth is, the reason why you're procrastinating, you haven't yet gotten that story out, is because you don't know where you are or how to start. And you don't even know what exactly it is that you want to write. We've given a book as an example. And that's wonderful. If you're doing my introductory, my clarity call, and you really want to write a book, that's wonderful. But if you want to write something else, that's equally valid, and that just needs a different kind of training. So there are two ways in which I can help, right? Now, you can send me your book topic. Now, first, I'd like to ask you to become a member of my Facebook group that I put the link in the description, and that's where we do the scheduling. You can get my email address in the Facebook group and send me your book topic, your title, your table of contents, chapter outline, and chapter headings. And now, don't think, wow, this is a brilliant idea and I'm going to go out there now and really research my book topic. No, you're not going to research anything. You're going to write down what you think your book topic is right now, what you think your title is right now, and whatever you think in terms of your chapter headings, and your chapter outlines, table of contents may look like. So you can send me those, and then we're going to schedule a clarity call, which is complimentary, and I will provide feedback to the best of my ability so we can dig into your business and dig really deep into what your concept is of being an entrepreneur, and determine your values, your vision, to make sure that the writing path you're on truly corresponds to that and is the right way, the most efficient, the most effective, and the least expensive way for you to get your writing project out. Or if right now you're thinking, well, I've sort of been thinking about a lot of things, but I don't really have a topic. I know I have something great in mind, but I don't really have a topic. I don't have a title, and I have no clue what to. I mean, I have a story, but I don't know what the chapters might be. If you're thinking that right now, then turn that voice off immediately and write down what topic, title, and chapter headings come to your mind right now. Okay, so then let's assume you really don't have that, right? You really have no clue. Well then, but you really absolutely want to write. So then again, please do become a member of my Facebook group, and we're gonna jump on a complimentary clarity call. We're gonna dig deep into your business, dig deep into how you see yourself as an entrepreneur. What are your values? What is your vision? Is that in tune with what you're thinking? You absolutely have to write on. Extremely important. My trainings are based on very straightforward, um, very easy, and actually very enjoyable exercises where you can obtain clarity and get your book written in, again, if it's a non-fiction book, in 6 months or less. If you're sitting there thinking, I have this great writing project and I'm going to spend 10 years or 5 years or 1 year developing it artistically, that has its place, but it is not the right mindset for you to start and complete your project. So if you are thinking that, the only thing you're really doing is you are heaping cost upon cost upon cost in terms of your effort, in terms of your money you're investing, in terms of the time it takes, which all boils down to money. You're making your writing tremendously expensive while thinking somehow you're benefiting by all of this artistic expression that's just going to pour out of you. But the only thing, and that has its place, but the only thing that you are doing is increasing the cost and making your writing projects tremendously expensive. And also, you're really lowering your self-confidence because, and we're going to get into, this is the psychological aspect that we're going to get into more into the trainings. You you're putting yourself up for quite some failure, and you're putting yourself up for imitating, admiring others, which is not not the right mindset. The worst, I mean, pretty much the worst sin you can commit when you are engaged in a writing project is imitation of other authorities, people you think may be authorities, imitations of various things that you already see out there that you admire. So um, become a member of my Facebook group. The link is in the description, the video description. And send me your topic title, table of contents, chapter outline, chapter headings if you have one. If you really don't, then still schedule a clarity call, and we will get very clear on what it is that you are going to do. So thanks very much for watching, and I hope we can get this going for you. We can complete your book in 6 months or less, and hope to see you inside the group.